Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart 84, and I've got for these days is a very rare occurrence now, and that's a plant unboxing. Now, as you know, I'd pretty much stopped buying any plants at all, and in fact I've been selling plants off to sort of make space so that I can reorganise things in the garden, and probably at a later stage, once I've got them looking a bit better, I'll probably thin my citrus collection down as well. But there are situations where I might consider buying something. Now, the main one is going to be where a plant crops up that hasn't been available for 2 or 3 years, and I probably had one before. Well, in the case of this one, I had one before and lost it in unfortunate circumstances, and haven't been able to replace it since. And the nursery that was selling these hasn't had them for 2 or 3 years, otherwise I probably would have bought one because I wanted to try one out. So here's the box here. So I'm going to show you what I've bought, and I lost the last one I had, and they are extremely rare and hard to come by in the UK. The last one I had died in the December freeze. Was that 22 or 23? Whichever the December it was, when we had a week of hellishly cold weather. These are meant to be hardy down to -6, -7. I've even heard people say -8 or -9, but unfortunately the one I had was killed stone dead, and I think it might be because it was in a pot, and I suspect they're not as hardy in pots where they're exposed to the freezing weather and snow, rather than you know, if they're planted in the ground. Having said that, had I known how cold the weather was going to be, I would have put this plant in the summer house if I could have squeezed it in anywhere, or at least covered it with some layers of fleece. Now let's see if we can get this out. Wow, it's got flowers all over it as well. I've just realised this is unbelievable. Let me see if I can get to the pot and pull this out, and I'll show you what I bought, and I'm going to be able to show you the bonus of flowers as well. Wow, unbelievable. Right, so what we've got here, look at that, look at the flowers on it, I can't believe it. This is Siphomander carimbiflora. This is the hardy tree tomato, or allegedly hardy. According to the label, it comes from the Andes Mountains. They haven't put anything on here about its hardiness level. My understanding was they were okay down to -10, but obviously that's not my experience, because mine was killed stone dead at about -7 here, although we did have freezing temperatures for a week. With about a foot of snow, so it killed off quite a few plants in my garden that otherwise would have been okay. But you can see these typical solanum flowers. Now, these aren't necessarily self-fertile, I believe, although of course they've probably got several plants in their nursery, and therefore they'll be able to pollinate with each other. But what I'm thinking is, and the intention for getting this, is that I believe I'll better cross-pollinate this with my regular tamarillo, which is actually flowering at the moment, that I got from Mike Ambersley, and vice versa. See, this flower here has dropped off. Vice versa, I will be able to use the pollen from this possibly to cross-pollinate with my tropical tamarillos. There's a much better chance of getting both of them to set fruits, because I did only have one of these carimbifloras before, and it did actually flower, but it never set a fruit. So hopefully the cross-pollination is going to work. Anyway, I bought it because it hasn't been available for 2 or 3 years, and I bought it because the other one died in cold weather, and it's not a large plant anyway, but I won't make the mistake of leaving this one out if we get a cold winter, because I'm not going to plant it in ground, I'm going to keep it in a pot. And the fruits are apparently edible on them. I think they're very small compared to the regular tamarillo, and I don't think that they're a particularly delicious flavour, but they are edible, and it's very interesting listening to the parrots. And it's fabulous to have this plant. It's probably about just under 2 feet tall, so I'd say it's about 50 centimetres tall. I'm not going to put it indoors. I'm going to leave it here outside. It should be okay now that we're into the second week of June when I unbox this, and I'm hoping that will be of interest. Look, the flowers are sort of white with a lovely, I'll get you a bit closer, with a lilac-y colour to some of them as well. So really exciting stuff. It does actually look like it might be setting some fruits, but we'll wait and see. But I'm definitely be doing some cross-pollinating. So that's Scyphomandra carimbiflora, allegedly the hardy tamarillo. Hope you found that interesting. I'm very excited to have found the plant again. Please give me a big thumbs up, share the video if you like, subscribe to my channel of course if you haven't done so already, and remember, got to click on that bell if you want to know when new videos come out. I'll see you all soon. Brett out for now.